On this, I'm not sure even if I didn't have a drink if I could walk
That's
a straight
right.
line,
Yes,
you know?
yes,
It's
yes.
pretty
I'm always I'm putting on makeup. I'm eating sandwiches in the car. It's
Running into things?
It happens.
Well, I think some people are outraged by the decision, but I think it's important to note that in legal cases, circumstantial evidence is always used. And what some lawyers are concerned about is that the experts who testify about, what that score is on the breathalyzer, that those experts won't be, won't have the dispositive word. They won't have the final word, and those things like your slurred speech, your inability to walk that straight line may come into play. It may cause you to lose your license.
But this is a detriment to drivers because it gives the officer an upper hand.
Right.
Officer writes you a ticket, he appears, he's going to be given credibility and his expertise by saying, oh, she couldn't walk straight, she couldn't pass the test. That is an additional bias on the part of the officer who's going to have the advantage.
Leo, that happens in so many cases. If the officer is there and they observe you, engaging in some conduct that looks like you're under the influence,
Well,
they should be able to testify about that.
Here's the thing about it. The Supreme Court ruling allows the officer's testimony to come in and give credibility when it's in doubt, when there's a doubt of the .08 legal limit. What I'm saying is, officers' testimony, and you know this, Areva, as well as I do, officers are given heavier credibility, more
But
credibility
if they're
because they're
there,
officers.
Leo, and they witness you unable to walk that line, or if your speech is slurred and your eyes are bloodshot red, why shouldn't that officer testimony be included in that hearing? Because I want that drunk driver off the road.
I'm not questioning the
Does it
officer's
become a he said, she said?
Yes, and the officer's weight is given heavier weight because he is the officer. Now, look, they threw out the expert's testimony in this case. The expert testimony was discounted. Now, this expert in blood alcohol, it was thrown out. The officer's testimony was kept in.
It's
That's the
important, though,
advantage.
Leo. You're not telling the whole story.
I
The
am.
Supreme Court was very clear in saying case-by-case basis, and that in some cases, both the expert testimony and the circumstantial evidence should be looked at before a decision is made.
However, Areva, in this case, the Supreme Court, the expert's testimony was thrown out,
But
and the
you
officer's weight
can't
was given
extrapolate
greater.
from that one decision and say in every case, no expert
But
testimony is going to
Areva,
be
can't you agree with Leo
allowed.
in this respect that it does
Probably
give
not, Bobby,
the,
but-
probably not. But does it not give the officer the upper hand?
Look, we're trying to get drunk drivers off the road. We're trying to make the road
That's true.
safe.
Bobby,
We
that
want
is
to protect
true.
individuals' rights
Did
to
she
drive.
answer your question?
But we also want
She's
that
an attorney. They don't answer
circumstantial
questions.
evidence to be included
Look,
when decisions are being made about who should be on
I
our
just want to make
roads.
sure this is clear. This ruling has changed the game as far as DUIs. And even though she didn't answer your question, I'll answer it for you. Yes, it
I
gives the officer
answered
the
it in
upper
the
hand.
sense that we're about keeping the road safe, and yes, it is a game changer, and people who are driving under the influence, beware.
And isn't it a game changer because there is an entire legal industry just on defending DUI charges?
You better believe it.
There are
Those
lots
guys,
of lawyers that do that.
That's right.
those guys are in trouble now because
And the cities
Well,
are
they
making a
wouldn't be
lot
in
of money
trouble
off
if
these
people
DUI
started
convictions.
Following the law and not driving under influence. There's so many choices. You can call these
Uber.
ride services,
Uber.
Uber, Lyft, taxi drivers.
Yeah.
You can catch a train now in LA.
Hey, Bobby,
so
see-
why are you on the road
see-
under the influence?
see if you can ask Areva that question again and see if she'll answer it.
The answer is clear. The game
won't
has
answer.
been changed, and we're keeping the road safe.
won't
Final answer.
Oh, well, that
Well,
is a
I
good.
tried.
That is a good attorney, though.
Right.
You know, she
Game changer.
she
period.
sort of answered the question.
Very compelling.
right.
Very compelling, Leo.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Starting tomorrow, bus riders on one of the busiest traffic corridors in